Okay, in this video we're going to talk about one of the four pillars of object-oriented programming, and that is inheritance. The other three pillars are abstraction, encapsulation, and polymorphism. But this one we're going to focus on inheritance. So using the same code that we had from the previous video introducing object-oriented programming, I'm going to make just a couple of changes here. First, I'm going to change this to class vehicle. And then I'll get rid of this stuff, and since this is now vehicle, this is going to need to be changed. Alright, so I now have a generic class vehicle. And let's say I want to extend that class and make a truck class, but the truck class would have maybe an additional property like bed length, which obviously would not make sense to put in our main class vehicle because not all vehicles have beds, so a car would not need to have bed length. So what I can do is I can create another class truck, but then I can extend the vehicle class. So it would look like this. So truck extends vehicle. What that means is truck is going to take all of the stuff that's in vehicle, it's going to inherit that, that's where the inheritance comes from. It's going to inherit all of this, and then we can add additional properties as well. If I don't do anything else, if I just do truck extends vehicle, I can come down here now and say let truck1 equal new truck, and as soon as I hit my parentheses, it's going to pop up and tell me it needs a make, a model, and a year. I don't have any kind of constructor in here, so it is obviously getting that from right here. So it's inheriting that from vehicle since it extends vehicle. Then if I want to add additional properties like bed length, what I need to do, I need to make my constructor. So if I don't make a constructor, it's going to be identical to vehicle. If I make one, this is going to override it. So that means I can't just do bed length. Because if I only do bed length, and then, well, let's go ahead and finish that. So this dot bed length equals bed length. So if I come down here and make a new truck, and I'll hit my parentheses again, we can see now that it's only asking for bed length. It no longer recognizes that I need the make, model, and year, because this is overriding this one, and that gets into polymorphism, which we'll talk about later. So if I want to include all of these, then I need to make sure my constructor still includes those. So make, model, year. But then there's a slight change in the way that I finish the constructor. Since make, model, and year are coming from the vehicle, I don't need to do this dot make equals model, or yeah, this dot make equals make, this dot model equals model, etc. What I do is I use this super keyword, and then make, model, year. What this is doing is saying take make, model, and year from the superclass or the parent class. You'll hear that main class referred to as either one, a superclass or a parent class. That's where everything else is being inherited from. So I use the keyword super, and then any new additional properties, then I do the normal this dot whatever equals whatever. So now if I go to make a new truck, now we can see that it's wanting me to give a make, a model, a year, and a bed length. And then one last thing, so I have a get age function here. When I create new classes that extend, that get age is a part of it. So if I go ahead and make a truck real quick here, so let's do like a Ford. We'll do an F-150, and we'll make this a 1995. We'll make this a really old truck. And then I do document.write truck1.getAge, and I hit refresh here. There we go. It is 27 years old. So even though this class does not have a get age, it inherits the get age, so I can still use get age. Vehicle does not inherit from truck. If I add a new function in here, like do something, and I'll just have it return hello. Not a very worthwhile one, but just to show you how this works. So now if I do truck1 dot do something, okay, writes out hello. But if I try to call car1 dot do something, nothing happens, and if I hit F12 over here, I'll actually see that there's an error, do something doesn't exist. And that's because vehicle is not inheriting from truck, truck is inheriting from vehicle. So this is a new function that only works within truck, but getAge also works within truck because getAge is inherited. So this one would work for either the car or the truck. So that is the idea of inheritance in object-oriented programming.